Hello, my dear students. I welcome you all for the next series of questions, word problems based on ages of people, most of the times father, mother, and child. And of course, there is another also set of questions, that is word problems based on fractions. When it comes to fractions, there are two types of questions actually when it comes to numbers. One is word problems based on fractions where numerator and denominators are involved, and the other one is word problems based on numbers where digits of numbers are involved. So proceeding to the word problems based on ages. Going to the first question. The sum of father's age and twice the age of his son is 70. See, definitely whenever there is sum means addition. Some two things are added. Two things are added. One and two things are added. That is called as sum. What is the sum? Sum of father's age. Just plain father's age. Let father's age, whatever is father's age, and twice the age of his son. It is not only son's age, it is twice the age of the son. Father's age and twice the age of the son, these two are added, and that addition is basically 70. That in the present, what we will tell, let father's age be equal to x years. Let son's age be equal to y. So now father's age is x years, so this will become x plus 2 into son's age. Son's age is y, 2 into y. Are you getting? In place of son's age I am writing the variable of son. In place of father's age I am writing the variable of father. This is going to be equal to 70. So this you will write according to given information. Father's age twice the son's age. If I add, I will get 70. This is going to be my first equation. Okay. Next they are telling, if we double the age of father. Double the age of father means 2f, and add it means you have to add it to age of his son. Now it is plain age of his son. Then we will get 95. Means double the age of the father. Father's age is x, and just plain son's age y. This is going to be 95. This is first information, this is second information. We will get what? 2x plus this will give me. Now I am free to solve this. Of course you can, because they are cross matching variables, so you can add one, subtract one and go on. But because the variables are too small, I will just multiplying equation 1 by 2. Now subtracting 3 from 2. What do we get? 2x minus. This is gone. Minus 3y by 45, I suppose. Yes. This will be of course minus, because sign of the greater number, so you will get y is equal to minus 45 upon minus 3, y is equal to 15. So this is the value of y. Okay. So now we have to find the value of x. So in this way we get the value of x and y both. Therefore father's age is x is what? 40. Now common sense that father has to be older than son. Yes. Now counter check that. First they are taking father's age and twice the age of his son. Father's age is 40. Twice the age of his son means 2 15s are 30. Add them, you get 70. Fine? Yes. If we double the father's age is double it, the father's age will be 80. Add it to the age of the son. Son's age is 15. Just add it to the age of the son. It will become 95. Right? Yes. That means your answer is Pakka. Okay, my dear students. So in this way we have completed first question. Now okay, then we can proceed to the question number 2. You can do one thing, my dear students. If you can solve it, just read it once. If you are able to solve it, give it a try. Pause the video, give it a try. If you don't understand, then you can again play the video and refer the video. Then it is a nice way to do that. Question 2. Okay. Sum of the present ages of Manish and Savita is 31. See, plain. There is no twice Manish age, no thrice Savita's age, nothing. Just present ages of Manish and Savita. They have added. Sum means always two things are added. What thing? The two things are added? Manish's age and Savita's age is added to get 31. So it is simple. Let Manish's age be equal to x years. Let Savita's age be equal to y. Yes. So when you get this, what they are telling, Manish's age plus Savita's age. Manish's age is x years. This will become x plus Savita's age is y. This will give you 31. So what do you get? X and y. Manish's age plus Savita's age. When you add this, you will get 31. This is your first equation. And then they are telling Manish's age 3 years ago. Now this is important. This is really very interesting. See, present age of Manish is x years. So what will his age 3 years back? See, it is very simple, my dear students. Many students, I don't know why they get confused. See, take your own example. Supposing today your age is 15 years. At present your present age is 15 years. So if I have to know what was your age 3 years back. So what was your age 3 years back? I will have to go 15 years back, means 15 minus 3, and that will be 12 will be your 3 years back. Age 3 years back. See, it is very simple, my dear students. When you have to understand that what was the age few years ago, so you have to subtract that many years from your present age. And if you have to know what will be your age after 5 years, so what will be your age after 5 years? So I will have to add 5 over here, and that will be 20. It is sheer common sense. So whatever is the present age minus 3 will give you the age 3 years ago. Present age of Manish is x. So his age 3 years ago Manish's age will be whatever is his age present minus 3. This will be his age 3 years ago. Similarly, if we need, I don't know whether we will need it or not, but similarly you should have this in mind. Savita's age, present age of Savita is y. Whatever is present age minus 3 will give you her age 3 years ago. Now let us say what are they doing. Manish's age 3 years ago was 4 times the age of Savita. They are equalizing, no addition, no subtraction. They are equalizing, they are trying to compare whatever were Manish's age 3 years ago. So whatever is Manish's age 3 years ago means 3 years back. It is equal to how much? 4 times the age of Savita. Of course, that time. Whatever was 4 Savita's age. Of course, Savita's age also will be minus 3. So 4 times means 4 into s minus 3. This will be the condition. X minus 3, this will be the age of Manish 3 years ago. Y minus 3, this will be the age of Savita 3 years ago. But that time, whatever Manish's age is, 4 times Savita's age. 4 times means 4. That time they are equals. Manish's age is equal to 4 times Savita's age. So, what do we have? Manish's age x minus 3. 3 years ago his age is x minus 3 is equal to 4 times Savita's age. So what will be this now? X minus 3. I'll open the bracket. 4y. This also will go and multiply here. 12. 4y I shift over here. X minus 4y is equal to minus 12 plus 3. 9. This will be my second equation. Of course, the variable of x is equal, so I will subtract. Plus will become minus, minus will become plus, minus will become plus. This is gone. 1 plus 4y will give you 5y. 31 plus 9 will give you 40. Y is equal to 40 upon 5. This is how you get the value of y, which is equal to Savita's age. Now, what do we get? Y is 8. (23) I suppose. Yes, x is equal to 23. So we get Manish's age is 23 years and Savita's age is 8 years. Let's confirm that, of course. So here now I will not be using my one more page. So here I'll write Manish's age is equal to 23 years. Savita's age is equal to 8 years. Now confirm if you have to confirm them. So what are they telling according to the condition? Whatever they are giving, is it getting satisfied or not? Sum of the present ages is 31. So if I compare 23 and 8, 23 and 8, if I add sum of the present ages is definitely 31. 23 plus 8, 31. Manish's age 3 years ago. Now 3 years age, Manish's age was, present is 23. So 3 years ago his age will be 20. And similarly, Savita's age will be 3 years ago, 8 minus 3, 5. Now what are they telling? Manish's age 3 years ago was 4 times the age of Savita. This is his present age. So sorry, this is age 3 years ago, 20. That time, if I do this multiplication 4 into 5, I will get 24 times the age of Savita. Right? See, this is the way you understand this question. Don't go to substitute in this and confirm that whether the values, which normally we do when we are solving them by any of the methods, equating the coefficient method, Cramer's rule method. We normally substitute x and y and over here, and we are doing that, and that also is the right way of verifying the values of x and y. But whether you have understood the question properly or not, or to make your word problem strong, always go and verify the answers according to the conditions that are given in the question, not according to the equations. Okay, so that is done, because this will develop your common sense, and this will develop your understanding towards the question. So that will go on increasing slowly and steadily. Now we go to the next question. Next question, for that I'll require a graph paper. Aftab tells his daughter, 7 years ago I was 7 times as old as you were then. Okay, see, very simple. You have to 7 years ago. So this is the beauty of these word problems, my dear students. Whenever they ask you to, whenever they are dealing with 3 years ago, so you will have to go 3 years back. 7 years ago, so you will have to go 7 years back. I was 7 times as old as you were, he's telling to his daughter. Also 3 years from now, 3 years from now means in future, I will be 3 times as old as you then. See, let Aftab's age be equal to x years, let daughter's age be equal to y years. So according to the first condition, I hope now you are able to understand. What is the first condition? 7 years ago. You can go back. Actually, this is not needed. But for you to understand, 7 years ago, always go 7 years back, or whatever the years they are asking you to go back, or whatever the years they are asking you to go in future. You should be able to go 7 years ago, Aftab's age. This is not necessary to write at all, but the thought process is very important. If you write it, no teacher is going to give you wrong for this, or no teacher is going to tell you that this is wrong. This was his age. His present age is x. So 7 years ago means x minus 7. You have to go 7 years back compared to x. Aftab's age will be this, and daughter's age will be present age of daughter is y. Whatever is the present age, remember that is very important. Okay, now he is telling, I was 7 times as old as you. So this is his present age, x minus 7. Sorry, this is his age 7 years back. This age is 7 times daughter's age, y minus 7, and then they are equal. This age is equal to 7 times her age then, means y minus 7. So likewise we get x minus 7 is equal to 7y minus 7 is 49. So 7y comes over here, it becomes minus 7y is equal to 7 minus 7 comes over plus 49. So I get x minus 7y minus 42. This is important again. Fine. And then he is telling, also 3 years from now, means after 3 years. Now what will be Aftab's age? See, present age is what? X years. So after 3 years his age will be x plus 3. You will add 3 to his present age. Similarly, daughter's age will be whatever is present age plus 3. This will give you daughter's age. And what are they telling? I will be 3 times as old as you then. So whatever is his present age, whatever is his age 3 years hence, it will be x plus 3. It will be equal to 3 times daughter's age at that time. That time daughter's age will be y plus 3. So this will become x plus 3 is equal to 3 into y, 3y plus 3 into 3, 9. X minus 3y is equal to 9 minus 3. This will give you second equation. So you have got both, and then x is, now this you can, again one thing you can do, pause the video, solve this from here. Always have that tendency of solving on your own, and then you can of course run the video again and counter check your answer. Subtraction done. Minus plus minus 7 plus 3y will give you minus 4y. This will give you minus 48. Minus plus. The y is equal to 12 you got, and then now you will substitute y is equal to 12 in equation 1, 2, whatever. So I am taking it for equation 2. So it is what, x minus 3y is equal to 6. So this is what are they asking, but first of all, okay, represent this situation graphically and algebraically. We did not have to solve this. Actually, we did not have to solve this. I'm very sorry. Should have read the question first. This is algebraic representation. These both are algebraic. This was not needed, my dear students. Okay, so you will just tell this is not needed. X minus 7y is equal to minus 42. And what is equation 2? X minus 3y is equal to 6. Equation 1 and equation 2 are algebraic representation of given question or example, whatever you want you can write. This is not needed actually. They have not asked you to find solution. They just told you this is algebraic representation, and to find the geometrical representation, just what we have to do, x minus. So I take x on this side, which is there already. Minus 7y will become plus 7y minus 42. So the same old story of having 4 columns, 3 rows. This becomes x, this becomes y, this becomes x comma y. So in the first case, for y is equal to 6, I will take 42, so y is equal to 6. Y is equal to 6, x is equal to 0, so this will become 0 comma 6. So you can even take now 6 is over 10 will be heavier, 35, okay, 5 we can take, minus 7, fine. Now I will go to the higher one, y is equal to 6. You can go even to lower, but for 7, because then I'll get one positive. These both are going to be 7. Okay, so in this way I have got data that is needed for first equation. Now I will have to go to find the second equation, x minus 3y is equal to 6. You can try this, my dear students. You can try drawing the whole graph. So you get x is equal to 3y plus 6. So here I can take through to the 6. No, that is going to be 0. I can go for so y is equal to 0, you get x is equal to 6. So this becomes 6 comma 0. Now we can go for another one. 1 also can go. You can take any, the graph is going to run in the same fashion whatever said and done. Oh, this is running x is equal to 9 आएगा नहीं, we have to up to 8 only. So this will be not taken. We'll have to go to negative side, -1, because this will be up to 8 normally. Now x has come in the range. For y is equal to -1, x is equal to 3. I can go more negative. This is 0. For y is equal to -2, x is equal to 0. Now I have to get my graph paper. I hope it is near. Not ready for that. Okay. Here I am. I wasn't ready for the graph paper, but the graph paper was ready for the solution. Okay. So now coming back to this, so first case 0 comma 6, definitely y coordinate is 0, 6, x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 6, so this will be over here. -7 comma 5, so -7 is over here, comma 5 means towards the positive, it will be over here. 7 comma 7, 7 comma 7, definitely this is a straight line. Okay, this is definitely a straight line, no botheration at all. So if I draw this straight from here, yeah, pakka. Fine, my dear students. So this way we get 1, that is x is equal to x minus 7, y is equal to -42. or you can write x minus 7 plus 42 is equal to 0, anything will do. So now let us go to the second line. This is 6 comma 0. So x coordinate is 6, y coordinate is 0, the x coordinate is 6, so it will stand over here. Fine. 3 comma minus 1, 3 comma minus 1 goes down over here. 0 comma minus 2 means y axis minus 2. Oh, where are they going to intersect? The intersection point will be very far, my dear students. So we had of course the intersection point. Can you see we had got the answers for this? X is equal to 42 and y is equal to 12. So definitely if we go like this towards 42, very far away towards 42, then definitely they will intersect away from each other. So that is the range that they're going to have. It's okay. Basically we have got to only, that's why no solution was asked, only algebraic representation. If we had to get this solution, then definitely we would have to go for a higher values. Then this would be, as we know that we have done before also, instead of taking 1 2 3 4, we would have taken 10 20 30 40 or 5 10 15 20. That way it will come in the range in that way. But at present we are just showing the algebraic representation, a graphical representation. This will be x minus 3y is equal to 6. This is more than sufficient. Okay, my dear students, just add this and write it over there, that geometrical representation of the given examples. Okay, with this we go proceed further. We go to question number 4. Question number 4. Five years hence. 5 years hence means after 5 years. From now 5 years, that is called as 5 years hence. Age of Jacob will be 3 times that of his son. 5 years ago, again the same thing. What are the present ages? Let Jacob's present age be equal to x years, son's present y years. So 5 years hence, so you will tell 5 years hence. It is always nice to write Jacob's age will be what? Of course will be, because it is going to be. After 5 years, present age is x, so after 5 years it will be x plus 5 years. Son's age will be, present is y, after 5 years it will be y plus 5 years. What are they telling now? Jacob's age will be 3 times that of his son. 3 times that of his son. Remember, Jacob's age will be 3 times his son, means 3 into his son's age. Remember that, 3 times his son. So whatever is Jacob's age today, today's age is x plus 5. So sorry, this is always today, it's 5 years hence his age will be x plus 5. Whatever is his age at that time, it will be equal to, this will be equal to 3 times son's age. 3 into son's age at that time, y plus 5. 3 times son's age. So this will become x plus 5. 3 into y, 3y plus 3 into 5, 15. So this will give you x minus 3y, 15 minus 5. Then this will be 1. Now next, what are they telling? 5 years ago. Now they are telling to go 5 years ago, back. Now Jacob's age was, what is his present age? X. So 5 years ago means 5 years back, means 5 years, x minus 5 years, and son's age was y minus 5 years. Now what are they telling over here? It was Jacob's age was 7 times that of his son's age. Whatever his age was that time, this is his age at that time. This is equal to 7 times son's age at that time. Brackets are very important. 7y minus 35. X minus 7y is equal to minus 35 plus 5 minus 30. This is done. So now we have to solve this because we have to find the present ages. What are the present ages? So what we'll write over here, already this is coefficients that equated, subtracting because the signs of coefficients are same. Equation 2 from equation 1. X minus 3y is equal to 10. X minus 7y is equal to minus 30. Minus plus plus. X minus x is 1. Minus 3 plus 7y will give you plus 4y. 40. Y is equal to 10. Fine. So this is what we have got the value of y. So substituting y is equal to 10. In equation 1. What is equation 1? X minus 3y is equal to 10 is equation 1. Okay, sounds right because Jacob is older than his son, of course. Therefore, Jacob's present age 40 years, son's present age 10 years. You can counter check that. Today his age is 40 and 10. 5 years from now, today his age is 40, so after 5 years his age is going to be 45 and son's age is going to be after 5 years 15. Jacob will be 3 times his son's age, right? 15 into 3 will give you 45. And then they are telling 5 years ago, today his age is 40. 5 years ago age will be 40 minus 5, 35. Son's age will be 5. Definitely it is 7 times son's age. Fine. That means we have verified the question, solution, and now we can go to solve the question number 5. "5 years ago, Nuri was 3 times as old as Sanu. 10 years later, Nuri will be twice as old as Sanu. How old are Nuri and Sanu?" Same, my dear students. You can give it a try. Pause the video, try to solve it. After solving, resume the video, okay? Present age. Now they are telling 5 years ago, so you'll have to go 5 years back. Was X minus 5 years. Sanu's age was. Fine. Now they are telling Nuri was 3 times as old, 3 times Sanu. Nuri was how much? X minus 5. This is 3 times Sanu's age. So this will become x minus 5. 3y minus 3 5s are 15. X minus 3y. 5 minus 15. This is your equation. And then they tell 10 years later, 10 years later, 10 years hence are all same. After 10 years, Nouri's age will be, today is x, after 10 years x plus 10. Sanu's age, today is y, after 10 years y plus 10. Nouri will be twice as old as Sanu. Twice means 2 times. At that time Nouri will be x plus 10. This is 2 times Sanu's age. This will become x plus 10. 2y plus 2 tens are 20. This is your second equation. Same old story, subtracting. Minus 3y plus 2y will give you minus y is equal to minus 20, so y is equal to 20. Same, substituting y is equal to 20 in equation 2. Simple. So Nouri's age is 50 years. Sanu's age, you can write present age. This is done. Now what are this condition they are asking? 5 years, the present age is, Nouri's present age is 50 years. 5 years ago, so Nouri's age 5 years ago will be 45 years. And Sanu's 5 years age will be 20 minus 5, 15 years. 3 times, right? 3 times Sanu's age. Multiply Sanu's age by 3 and you will get Nouri's age. Confirm. 10 years later, today his age is 50, so Nouri's age 50. 10 years later, Nouri's age will be 50 plus 10, 60, and Sanu's will be 20 plus 10, 30. Twice, right? Fine. Okay, my dear students, with this we finished word problems based on ages, the examples that we have got. Of course, we are doing slightly more than what is required. Word problems based on fractions, we can enter into this. Let us think about it afterwards. Okay, so considering word problems based on fractions, fractions means basically here also there is not much of basic needed, just like ages only. In ages, what they do, 5 years ago, so you have to go 5 years back, so you have to subtract 5 from the present age. 10 years later means you have to go 10 years hence, means more 10 years in future, so you have to add 10 years, 10 to your present age. In numerators and denominators, they will normally straight ask you to add the values. There is no such formula based on numerators, means based on fractions. They are just comparisons only. So we can proceed, not much of basics required for this, as we need for questions based on geometrical figures where we require formulas over there. The denominator of a fraction is 4 more than twice its numerator. Now the comparison, you have to be very careful with the comparison. Not at all difficult, everything is strong common sense, nothing more than that. Let the numerator be equal to x, let the denominator be equal to y. The fraction is x upon y. Are you getting? Fraction is x upon y. Simple as that. But now what are they telling? Denominator of fraction is 4 more than. 4 more. Denominator is 4 more. Means denominator is 4 more. What is the denominator now? Y. Y is 4 more. 4 more than what? Twice its numerator. 4 is added to twice numerator, means 2x. Denominator is 4 more. Why 4 more? You can actually write over twice its numerator, 2x plus 4. 4 more than twice its numerator. Like this it's better to understand. Y is equal to 4 more than what? Twice its numerator. So y is equal to 4 more than twice its numerator. So you take this y over there and 4 over here, so you will get 2x minus y, but I am writing here 2x minus y is equal to 4 comes over here minus 4. This is your first equation. Then they tell this is over, denominator becomes 12 times its numerator. See, it will become 12 times its numerator if both numerator and denominator are reduced by 6. That means presently numerator is x, denominator is y. If both numerator and denominator are reduced by 6, reduced means lessened by 6. So this also is reduced, this also is reduced. Now the comparison is between these two. When numerator is also reduced by 6, denominator is also reduced by 6, then denominator becomes 12 times its numerator. Denominator will become 12 times its numerator. It is like this. Simple. So denominator is this, y minus x, y minus 6 will be equal to 12 times its numerator, x minus 6. Okay, so this will become y minus 6 is equal to 12 into x, 12 into 6, 72. So y goes over there, so you will get 12x minus y. Minus 72 goes over there, you will get minus 6 plus 72. Try to understand, I am changing the sides. That much you should be able to visualize now. 12x minus y, this you will subtract, but the sign of the greater number plus will continue, and you will get 66. This will be your second equation. And now we go for the same, subtracting equation 2 from equation 1. Subtraction, this will become minus, plus, minus. 2 minus 12x will give you minus 10x. This will give you minus 70. Fine. So 4 I bring here, why I take over there? These are the values. Fraction is what? 7 upon 18. This is the fraction. Now let us see whether the condition is getting satisfied. 7 upon 18. Now what are they telling in the first condition? Denominator is 4 more than. Okay. Denominator is, see, check the answer. Don't go into the equation, please. What are they telling? Now we have got, what have we got? I require some place. See. What have we got? 7 upon 18. Fraction is 7 upon 18. This is the fraction. Now what are they telling? Denominator is 4 more than twice its numerator. Means when I take the twice numerator, 14 and 4 more, right? 7 to the 14 plus 4, 18. Pakka. And then they are telling denominator becomes, if numerator and denominator both are reduced by 6. So if I reduce this 7 by 6, it will become 1. 18 by 6, it will become 12. So this is 12 times 12 ones are 12. Denominator becomes 12 times its numerator. Barabar, 12 times its numerator. Numerator is 1 into 12. You will get denominator. I hope you all are getting this. Okay, not at all difficult, my dear students. It's very easy. Don't have to take much pressure. But of course, you have to. The more important thing is counter checking by understanding. That is more important. The more you understand how to counter check, the more your basics will become strong. Question number 2. A fraction becomes 9 upon 11 if 2 is added to both numerator and denominator. If 3 is added to both numerator and denominator, it becomes 5. In both the cases they are adding. There is no subtraction done. But let the y. So the fraction is, you can write this also, because again and again they are asking this. So what is the according to the first information? Actually it is condition now. It becomes information, condition is same now. Fraction becomes 9 upon 11 when if 2 is added to both, means at present it is x, y. If 2 is added to both numerator and denominator, it will become 9 upon 11. This will be the fraction. If 2 is added to both numerator and denominator, it will become 9 upon 11. So now you will have to cross multiply and solve. (11x plus 22) 9y plus 18. Minus 4. Fine. And now what we go for the next one? If 3 is added to both numerator and it becomes 5 upon 6. So now this is the fraction. 3 is added to both. It becomes 5 upon 6. This will become 6x. Okay, but now I think we will have to multiply both because both are having prime numbers. 5 cannot be multiplied to anything to become 9. 6 cannot be multiplied to anything to become 11. So what will be target? X. Eleven six 66x minus 6 9 54y, 6 4 minus 24. This will be your $11. So now they are right. So subtracting equation 4 from 3. What do we get? 66x minus 54y. Minus 24. 55y this is 1 minus 54 plus 55 will give you y. 24 33 9. Okay, y is equal to 9 you got. What is equation 1? 11x minus 9y is equal to minus 4. So you get 11x minus 9 into 9 is equal to minus 4, right? So this will become 11x 81 77. Fine. This is the fraction, my dear students. Now I am doing verification. Of course, this is for our sake. You don't have to do it on the paper, just for you to understand, because if I do it very rough manner, then most of the time students don't understand that. So this is the original fraction. 7 upon 9 is the original fraction. Fine. And what are they telling? If 2 is added to both numerator and denominator, so when you add 2 to both, 7 8 plus 2 9 11. What is the condition? 9 upon 11, right? Directly we are getting. And if we add 3 to both, this is the original fraction. Ten upon 12, but then we have to reduce it. 2 5s are 2 6 are. Don't get scared. Fine. I hope you all are getting this. I repeat, my dear students, I know I am telling it again and again. It may be slightly irritating, but very important. See, try to understand. Understanding the fractions, how to make the solutions, how to make the equations, how to establish the equations, how to establish the connection between the variables that they are giving in the examples in the questions. It is basically from how you verify your answers. The more you verify your answers, the more you will understand the question. Understand how the verification should be done. It is that simple. Most of the times students ignore how to verify, and then the reason is that only, that the more you verify, the more you will understand the how in the questions they establish the relation between the identities, whatever they use. It is only when you will verify your answers properly. then you will be able to establish, slowly, steadily, you also will be able to establish the relations. Question 3. If we add 1 to numerator and subtract, now see, 1 add and 1 subtract from denominator, the fraction reduces to, this is nice. Fraction reduces to 1. This is very important word. Reduces to 1 means reduces and becomes 1. If this would have become reduces by 1, the scene would have been different. This 2 and by will make a huge difference. So now let numerator be equal to x. What is the fraction? Now if we add 1 to numerator, means x and y both are played with 1 to numerator, and subtract 1 from denominator. The fraction reduces to 1, it becomes 1. If this would have been reduces by 1, so what you would have been required to do is that reduces by 1 means x upon y minus 1. So this means x minus y upon y. Like this. And the thing would have been different because it reduces by 1, but it reduces to 1 means it becomes 1. So when I solve this, x plus 1, this goes and multiplies with 1, it will become y minus 1. X minus y is equal to minus 1 minus 1. Fine. And then they are telling it becomes half if we only add 1 to the denominator. Okay, we don't play with the we don't do any type of mischief with the numerator. We only add if we only add 1 to the denominator, then it becomes 1 upon 2. Fine. What is the fraction? So now x into 2 will become 2x, y plus 1 into 1 will become y plus 1, 2x minus y is equal to 1. So this is done. This is already ready again. X is equal to 3. Okay, fine. So now this is over. Now fine, this is also over. So the fraction therefore numerator is okay. So now confirmation again. I do it over here in this case. I'm sorry, but then we have to, fraction is 3 upon 5. In first case, what are they doing? Fraction is 3 upon 5. So this is the original fraction, 3 upon 5. In first case, if we add 1 to the numerator and subtract 1 from the denominator, 3 plus 1 will become 4, 5 minus 1 become 4, it reduces to 1. Barabar hai? And in second case, this is the original fraction, 3 upon 5. If we add only 1 to the denominator, we do nothing to the numerator, it becomes half. Right? Try to understand, my dear. This is okay. So now we can go to question number 4. I hope we all are moving nicely. When I mean moving nicely means we are understanding and moving it. Okay, it's not that we are covering the portion. It's not important how we cover the portion. It is very important how we understand the portion. A fraction becomes 1 upon 3 when 1 is subtracted from numerator, and it becomes 1 upon 4 when 8 is added to its denominator. Find the fraction. It is simple, my dear students. Don't get confused. When 1 is subtracted from the numerator, it means that nothing is done to the denominator. Denominator was as it is. And if 8 is added to the denominator, in this case, nothing is done to the numerator. There are two different things happening. When we subtract 1 from the numerator, it becomes 1 upon 3. In other condition, if we add 8 to the denominator, it becomes 1 upon 4. It is all the same. Let okay, so this is the fraction. In first condition, if 1 is subtracted from numerator, it becomes 1 upon 3. So this will become 3 into x minus 1, y into 1. This is important. You should remember that you have to put a bracket over there. 3x minus 3 is equal to y. This will be your first equation. Then they are telling, and it becomes 1 upon 4 when 8 is added to its denominator. So this is there, 8 is added to the denominator, it becomes 1 upon 4. This is done. Again minus y minus y. Three I bring over here and y I take over there. This is what the fraction will become. X is equal to 5. Okay, my dear students, sorry for this, but sometimes I have to do that. So the fraction is what? 5 upon 12. Now what are they really asking us to do? See, this is the original fraction, 5 upon 12. When 1 is subtracted from the numerator, means only this. 5 minus 1, 4 upon 12. This will become 4 ones are 4 threes are 1 upon 3. Right? Now again 5 upon 12. 8 is added to its denominator. This will become 5 upon 20. 1 upon 4. Right? So this is how it happens, my dear students. With this we have finished 2 lots today. Now only 3 more questions, but this requires some amount of basic. Word problems will require some amount of basic. Only 3 questions are there. Okay, my dear students, we can try it later. Or should I do it now? Okay, we'll complete it. Only 3 questions are there, so we can go for it. So coming to this, see my dear students, when it comes to this, type of questions where we are dealing with digits of the number, we have to first understand how a number is constructed. See, if I have a number 735, you know that this is units place, this is tens place, this is hundreds place. How is this number if I have to expand this number? How I do? This is hundreds place. So 7 into 100 or 100 into 7. This is tens place. So 10 into 3. This is units place. In maths, unit means 1. 1 into 3. If I add all this is called as expansion. 735 I have expanded like this. 700 plus 30 plus 5. If I do this, it will become 700 plus 30 plus 3. This is 5. If I add all this, I will get 735. Try to understand the basic of this. The expanded number is 735. If I have to write it like this, it is 735. But if I have to know that the digit in units place is x and digit in tens place is y, then the number will not become like this. This is not the number, because this is y into x. Are you getting my point? This is y into x. Of course, definitely when we write like this 3, 7, this is not equal to 7 into 3, na? When you construct a number 73, 7 into 10, 73. 7 into 10, 73. Like this it is. It is not 7 into 3. But this is when I write like this. It is not ytx. This is not ytx. Y into 10 into x. We understand this as y into x, which is definitely not 7 into 3, 21. 21 is different and 73 is different. So you have to understand that when you are writing it into the variable form, you take any variable. But if supposing the number is the units place is A, the tens place is B, then hundreds place is C, I cannot write CBA is the number. The number is what? 100 into C plus 10 into B plus 1 into A. 100 into C, hundreds place, that's why 100 into C, plus 10 into B, because tens place, therefore 10 into B, and units place, therefore 1 into A. And we have to add all this. This is how the construction is written when it comes to considering numbers. When it comes to considering numbers. CL. When it comes to considering number. So now we will go to the question number 1. A 3-digit number is, now here we have to be careful when it comes to 3-digit number. So now see, when it comes to 3-digit number, we don't have 3 variables. We are supposed to have only 2 variables. So either it will be x, y, and this will be something else, or means x, y, or it can be x dash y, or it can be dash x, y. You can have at a time only 2 variables. You can't have 3 variables because we are dealing linear equations in 2 variables. Now, but what will be the case? That we will have to only understand after reading the whole question. A 3-digit number is 17 times the sum of its digits. See, try to understand. The number is compared to a 3-digit number. Number itself is compared to 17 times sum of its digits. Means whatever are this digit. See, now let us consider x, y, z. Supposing like this they are. Understand the question first. X, y, z. Supposing these are the. Actually, we are not going to have this. Whatever are the numbers in hundreds place, tens place, units place. The number is this. What is this number? 100x plus 10y plus 1 into zz. This is the number. This is the number. Number is not xyz. x100 ytz. x100 ytz. The number is like this. x100 ytz. Like this the number is. For you to understand, actually this is not the right way of playing. This is actually Dev's language. Okay. So 100x plus 10y plus z. This is the actual number. So they are telling this number is 17 times sum of its digits. Sum of its digit means x plus y plus z. This is something they are trying to tell you. The actual number is 17 times sum of its digit. Try to understand the question. And then they are telling if digits are reversed, means if instead of writing x, y, z, if digits are reversed, means z comes over here, y will be in its place, because reverse karega to y will be in between. Then the number is this 100z plus 10y plus 1 into x. This is the number. If digits are reversed, the number is 198 more than the old number. This is the new number. This number is equal to 198 more than the old number. More than the old number. What is the old number? The old number is this. Remember, not this. This is sum of the digit. Number was this 100x plus 10y plus z. This is what they are trying to tell. If the digits are reversed, when I reverse the digit will be like this. The number will become 100z, 10y, x. This will be the number now. And this number is equal to 198 more than the old number. What was the old number? This. But then also the sum of the extreme digit is less than the middle digit by unity. This is really very important, my dear students. Question is really very important. Also the sum of the extreme digits. Now extreme digits means this. These are the extreme digits. Is less than the middle digit by unity. Nice question. See now, they have given the comparison between. See now, we will have to take this is the extreme digit. Here it is x. Okay, I'll take like this. Here this is x and this is y. This is the number. Fine. And now they are telling the sum of the extreme digits, means this plus this, x plus y. Sum of the extreme digits, x plus y, these are the extreme digits, I add the two numbers, is less than the middle digit by 1. By unity means 1. This is equal to less by 1 means minus 1 than the middle digit. We don't know what is the middle digit. Sum of the digit is 1 less than the middle digit by unity. Sum of the digit is equal to less than middle digit by unity. It is like this. So what will be the middle digit then? If I take my minus 1 on the other side, this will be the middle digit then. This is what you have to understand. The equation is telling sum of the extreme means x plus y is equal to less than the middle digit by unity. Middle digit we don't know what it is, but then middle digit will be equal to what? Shift 1 over there, x plus y plus 1. This is the middle digit. Let the digit in units place be x. Let the digit in tens place be y. So therefore, not 10, sorry, 100 place है, बीच का नहीं है ना. This is x, y. Tens place we don't know. Units place x, hundreds place y. Extreme is what? Units and hundreds place. Tens place is the middle digit. Therefore, will be equal to this x plus y plus 1. Try to understand, my dear student. This is really very interesting, very fascinating. You should be able to understand, handle these type of questions now. So I repeat, units place x, tens place we don't know, hundreds place is y. How I reached over here? Because they are telling that the sum of the units place and tens place extreme is equal to less than the middle digit, whatever is the middle digit, means tens place, by 1. So when I shift over here, the middle place, tens place will become what? X plus 1 plus y plus 1 will become the middle digit. So likewise I got the tens place. Now therefore the number will become what now? See, hundreds place is y, 100 into y, tens place is this, right? Tens place is this, and then units place is only x, 1 into x. So likewise, place into digit, place into digit, place into digit. So this will become 100y, 10x, 10y plus 10 plus x. So now 10x plus x will give me 11x. 100y plus 10y will give me 110y plus 10. This is the original number. I have only got the original number, nothing more than that. This is the original number. Okay, 10x plus x, 11x. See, remember, but the units place is x, y and x plus y plus 1. Okay, 100y, 10 into x plus y plus 1, 100y, 10x, 10y, 10x, 100y plus 10y will give me 110y, 10x plus x will give me 11x. Okay, this is the original number. Now what are they telling? A 3-digit number is 17 times the sum of its digits. Now according to first information, see, this much we did only to construct the number. Now the actual number, this is the original number, but remember that this you have to be very careful. This is the original number. The 3-digit number, this number is 17 times this number, 11x plus 110y plus 10. This number is equal to 17 times. 17 times what? Sum of its digits. What are its digits? Units place x, hundreds place y plus x plus y plus 1. Are you getting? This is its middle digit, and then this is its units place. Hundreds place का digit, middle place का digit, and tens place का digit, units place का digit. So this will become 11x. I hope you all are getting. See, units place is x, hundreds place is y, and tens place is this, x plus y plus 1. Like this the number is. Units, tens, hundreds. That's why when I constructing the number I wrote 100 into y plus 10 into x plus y plus 1 plus x. And when I manufactured these all and then I solved this all, I got this. This becomes the original number. And now they are telling, according to first information, this original number is equal to 17 times sum of its digits. Sum of its digit means y plus x plus y plus 1 plus x. This will be equal to, if I go to solve this first, y plus y, 2y, x plus x, 2x. Seventeen twos are 34x. Okay, now again I take 11x over there. $17 over here. 34x minus 11x will give me बराबर है This will be minus because sin is a greater number. 110 minus 34. 34, 6. Huh? Minus 76y. Nothing is divisible. इल्लाप्पा वाट लगने वाला है अपना. So now what are they telling for the second case? For the second case they are telling if the digits are reversed. So now the digits are reversed means units place ka x, hundreds place, this is not going to change, and this is the y. That means the number will be what now? 100x plus 10 into x plus y plus 1 plus 1. This will be the number now. The number is 190. If the digits are reversed, the new number is this 100x plus 10 into x plus y plus 1 plus 1 into y. This will become 100x plus 10x this will be the new number, but they are telling this new number is 198 more than the old number. What was the old number? 11x 110 by 10. इससे 198 more था वो. Are you getting? This new number is 198 more than this number, old number. So now if I will solve this, इसको तो डायरेक्ट ओपन ही करने का है. यू डोंट हैव टू डू एनीथिंग बिकॉज दिस नॉट मल्टीप्लाई, दिस एडिशन. 110x माइनस 11x प्लस 11y माइनस 110y. 198 plus 10 will give me 208 minus 10. Actually ये उधर ही कट होता था. We did not require to this. Fine. So 110x minus 11x. $99x. Okay. साइन ऑफ द ग्रेटर नंबर माइनस. अगेन ये 110 माइनस, सब जगह बराबर आ रहा है, उधर क्यों ऐसा है? दिस विल गेट डिविजिबल बाय 11. बाय 99 से हो रहा है सीधा वो. बट फिर वो इतना भयानक क्यों आया? उधर कुछ मिस्टेक तो नहीं किया हम लोगों ने? कांट से एनीथिंग माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स. वैसा तो लग तो नहीं रहा है, कुछ एरर हो गया रहेगा तो आई एम नॉट श्योर. तो we'll multiply the first equation by second equation by 23. Okay. अभी धाक धुक बिकॉज 23x minus 76y इज इक्वल टू -7. ये थोड़ा सा दिमाग को जा रहा है. 17 सब कुछ लग तो ले रहा है. एंड देन दिस इज सब्ट्रैक्शन. माइनस प्लस माइनस. हे गणेशा. -76 and 23 3 53 minus 53y. आहा 46 53. आहा बच गए ऐसा लग तो रहा है. So now substituting y is equal to 1 in equation 2. We get, what is that? X minus y is equal to 2. X minus 1 is equal to 2. This is your units place, hundreds place. Therefore digit in units place x है, that is equal to 3. hundreds place 1. टेंस प्लेस का क्या है? x plus y plus 1. 3 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 5. Therefore the number is, ओरिजिनल नंबर लेके करेंगे तो भी चलेगा. 11x वो भी चलेगा या ये करके चलेगा. हंड्रेड्स प्लेस क्या है? 1. टेंस प्लेस क्या है? 5. यूनिट्स प्लेस क्या है? 3. दिस इज द नंबर. तो कंफर्म करने का है. चलो अभी मजा आएगा. वेरिफिकेशन बराबर करने को जमा तो क्वेश्चन जमा, अदरवाइज नहीं. पहला तो ये देखो, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल sum of the extreme digits. If I do the sum of the extreme digits, 1 plus 3 4 is less than the middle digit by unity. बराबर है. If I add the two numbers, extreme digit 4, this is less than the middle digit by 1 by unity. Sum of the extremes, these are the extremes. Extreme means the two ends. 1 plus 3 4 is equal to less than the middle digit by unity by 1. This is done. This is 1 satisfied. Then they are telling 3-digit number is 17 times the sum of its digits. So this is the number 153. This is the original number. This is equal to 17 times sum of its digits. Means 1 plus 5 6 plus 3 9. If I add this number 1 plus 5 6 plus 3 9, which were actually this y, x plus y plus 1 and x. Like this my numbers were y plus x plus y plus 1 plus x. So this is 17 times sum of its digit. So if I add the multiply 9 sevens are 63. क्या कर रहा हूँ? 9 the 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 153 आ गया बराबर. Now if the digits are reversed, reverse मतलब ये उल्टा कर दिया. 3 5 1. It is 198 more than the old number. This will be 198 more than the old number. Old number is 153. ऐड करो इसको. 198 9 10 11 10 11 12 13 14 15 351 बराबर है. चेक इट. ये वेरिफिकेशन करने को जमना मांगता है माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. Okay, with this we finish our first question. Very important question. Try to do this again and again. See the video again and again. You will be able to understand, my dear students. Explanation is done. how much ever possible, but now you have to understand it. That is more challenging. Question number 2. A 2-digit number. Now for 2-digit number then life is very easy, because 2 digit है तो units place x है, तो tens place y है, so this number will be what? 10 into y plus 1 into x. This will be the number. A 2-digit number and number with digits interchanged add up to 143. Okay, 2-digit number and number with digits interchange add. So let the digit in tens number is what? Tens place is y, so 10 y plus units place is x, 1 into x, this is the number. Don't do anything else. 10y plus x, this is the final number, this is an expression. Okay, this is the number. Now they are telling a 2-digit number, this is the number 10y plus x, and the number with digit interchange means this will ulta interchange ऐसा हो गया, तो number will become 10x plus y, right? This when I add the two numbers, these two numbers when I add, they add up to become 143. So this will become what? 10y x plus 10x will give me 11x. Definitely this will be reduced after dividing by 11 straight. Fine. And now we go to the next. In the given number, the digit in units place is 3 more than digit in tens place. The digit in units place, this is the digit in units place is x, is 3 more than digit in tens place. What is the digit in tens place? Y. Units place is 3 more than digit in tens place, so it will become x minus y. Simple adding equation. So number is what? 10y plus x. This is the number 58. But now verification, if we go to do the verification, the actual number is 58. Fine. Now they are telling if this original number and number by reversing 85, if I add these two numbers, what do I get? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 143. Yes. And then they are telling the number in the digit in units place, the digit in units place is 3 more than digit in tens place. बराबर है ना? 5 plus 3 8. 3 more than digit in tens place. Fine. So this also is right. Okay. Third question, that is most supposedly the last question. Question 1 is very slightly, when it plays a lot, not complicated at all, my dear students. Try to understand, dig karo. Don't go to by heart anything. Just try to understand. The more you will talk to the question, the more you will go deep in the question. If it is shallow, if you find that you are just hitting to the bank, no problem. We will have a discussion again later, 3 times, 5 times. We can discuss it how many ever times. The more you discuss, a time will come when you will definitely come to know how to make out the way over there. The sum of the digits of a 2-digit number is 9. 2-digit number. Again, let the digit in units therefore the number is tens place 10y plus x. Are you getting this? X, y. 10 into y plus 1 into x. This will be the number. Now they are telling the sum of the digits of a 2-digit number is 9. So it is simple. Sum is 9. Finished. Also 9 times this number is twice the number obtained by reversing the order of its digits. So now see what is happening. 9 times this number means 9 into this number. This number means 10y plus x. This number is means equal to twice means 2 times what? The number obtained by reversing the order of digits. So when you reverse the order of digit, it will become xy 10x plus y. This will be the number twice the number obtained by reversing the digit. Simple. Go aista with the steps. 9 times this number means the original number. 9 times the original number is means is equal to what? Twice means 2 into what? The number obtained by reversing the order of digits. So I will have to reverse the order of the digit xy. 10x plus y, this will be the equation. Now 9 into 10 will give me 90x plus 9x. 2 tens I will give me 20x plus 2y. So this will become 90x minus 20x plus 9. Sorry. 9 tens are 90y. Okay. 90y minus 2y, 9x minus 20x is equal to 0. Nothing remains over there. So this will become 88y minus 11x is equal to 0. This is the number. 10 to 1, 10 plus 8, 18. Okay. So now confirmation. See the original number we have what is? 18 is our original number. Okay. Now they are telling, of course the units place 10th place लिखना मांगता था. Y and 8. So sum of the digit of two number is 9. बराबर है. 1 plus 8 9. 9 times this number means 9 times 18 is equal to 2 times the number obtained by reversing the digit, means obtained the reversing digit 18 को reverse करेगा तो 81. तो this will be equal 9 8 जा 72, 9 1 9, 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 162. 162 160. Fine, my dear students. So with this we have finished the huge number of questions. So practice this, my dear students. This is very 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 important. And with this I think we will be going to now a higher level of complex questions. Most of the questions we have finished. There are two more type of questions that we have to understand. One is, of course both of them are now very important and very different questions. They are basically dependent on speed. The formula of speed is equal to distance upon time, that you know by now. You have been dealing this formula since your 7th standard, I suppose. Speed is equal to distance upon time. With this we will be dealing, and of course some more questions which are based on work and some other unitary methods. Only two more type of questions are remaining, but they definitely are heavy marks questions. By now what we have completed, these all questions, they may carry maximum very rarely 3 marks. Otherwise 98% of questions are 2 marks question. In this I only found the one that I marked important. This is the only one who has the capability of having 3 marks. Otherwise none of the question has the capability of 3 marks. They are all 2 marks questions. They are that basic, I mean to say. I just mean to say that you have to solve these questions a lot so that you understand what is happening at the higher level. That is when we go to the questions of 3 marks and 4 marks, though they hardly have any relation with them, but still this makes your basics, my dear student. So this you have to solve a lot. Maybe I'll conduct a test on this portion first and then I'll go to the next portion, but then those will be, I think, hardly 10-15 questions, and then we will be finishing with the linear equation in 2 variables chapter. Okay, my dear students, take care, stay home, stay safe, stay happy. I love you all, my dear students. I love you all.